Hello and welcome, fellow students, to Communicators on Communication Symposium. My name is Danny Davis. I am a senior in the Communications Department at Lincoln University, and I am here with Latia Ashley, filmmaker and serial entrepreneur. It is so wonderful to have you today.
Thank you for having me, Danny.
So, how are you? How you doing?
Considering the circumstances of the world, I'm great. Just keeping in high spirits and keeping healthy. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. Just again, circumstances of the world, doing pretty great.
Nice.
Um, Tell me a little bit about yourself and your work.
Well, I'm Latia Ashley. I work in production. I just recently executive produced my first film project entitled Open Diary. It is a series of questioning different people from different walks of life on social issues. And I had everyone on there from a member from the Nation of Islam to a former Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. We visited slave plantations just to get some um, just more girth into the history of Black America, and just to kind of break up some of the myths that we were taught and told. That's my more recent project. Um, so that's what I do. And who I am a person that loves to learn and a person that loves to give.
Mm, mm. So, what inspired you to create a film such as like Open Diary? What inspired you to take this journey of asking people questions and debunking the myths that we all have heard throughout culture and stuff?
Um, Honestly, I had a disturbing dream one night, and this was pre-pandemic. I um, I almost had like this bird's eye view of marching, and I just remember it being gray and smoky, and even when I close my eyes, sometimes I can still hear um, the foot pattern of marching, and I now I know that it was protesting, and I feel that it was a premonition of what was about to happen, and I woke up the next day with a burning desire to get answers to questions that I always had as a young Black person that were suppressed because, sometimes when you don't get the answers as a kid, you just stop asking questions. And I just couldn't let it go. And I went on this quest to get answers to some of the hard questions that myself and a lot of other minorities in America have had.
Hmm. So how would you say your experiences have defined you to this point?
My experiences in life overall um, definitely has it's instilled wisdom in me. Um, Granted, you can learn a lot from other people's life and their experiences, but it's nothing like your own. So my experiences prepared me for wisdom, and it taught me emotional intelligence on how to respond whenever I get the answers to the hard questions.
Hmm, hmm. Um, so um, you're really dropping gems today. How do you feel about Black creators, being marginalized?
You know, I have I see it from two perspectives. Of course, I being a Black person, I know that there's more to us than what's portrayed in the media, and of course in Hollywood. But I understand why some actors and actresses do what they have to do to feed their family. Um, and sometimes, in order to create the change that you want to see, you have to sacrifice to get to the point to be able to do that. And I think it's disheartening, of course, because um, we're more than the narrative that um, than what has been painted of us as far as being in those margins. But I think that we're seeing better days.
Mm.
especially in the media.
Yeah. Do you like have like an offhand example that you think about when you talk about like how well I this creator was marginalized, but they had at the end of the day they had to feed their family, and they went on to do something. What is like someone that you think about when you think about that idea?
I think if we're speaking specifically just in film, I mean, there's too many examples to pinpoint one. Um, but I believe that in order to get in the industry or to get in the game to make the change and to provide opportunity for your people. For example, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, he started off doing plays and dressing up as a woman in a dress. He did what he had to do to provide opportunity for the people. So I think he's a great example of someone who, and I wouldn't even say that he sacrificed himself, but he made certain sacrifices that other people would feel. Well, this is perpetuating a certain stereotype for us as a people. I believe he has um, endured some stripes on his back for us and to be able to provide the opportunities that he's providing for a lot of actors and actresses. So definitely Tyler Perry.
So more on the creative side, who would you say are some of your biggest influences when it comes to all that you do?
Um, it would be unfair to try to name everybody that has influenced me. I've had so many great mentors that are responsible for some of the biggest um, celebrities and musicians in the entertainment industry. I have been mentored by some of the people that discovered them. So I definitely my mentors. If we're speaking just on the acts and the actors and actresses, um, man, I when I look at projects, I look at it in a dissective way. So each time I watch a product, I'm saying product because it is a product, whether it's a commercial, whether it's a film, whether it's a movie or a sitcom, I'm looking and learning from different pieces of it. So I can't really say that there was one person in particular that just that I just kind of model behind. I'm influenced by anybody that's creative, especially anyone that comes from um, a background or has a history where their future appeared to be unpromising. So really, anyone that has worked hard to achieve some sort of success, um, I'm inspired by that.
You mentioned about the music industry. Could you enlighten us about your history within the music industry?
I'm sorry.
Could you enlighten us about your history within the music industry?
Yeah, so I actually started off working as an intern years ago at a radio station, and I was in college. I attended North Carolina A&T State University, and I was undecided. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and someone in my neighborhood was working with a local radio host and said, "Hey, this person's looking for an intern." And that internship changed my life. It opened me up to, of course, communication, mass communication. It opened me up to, creating relationships with people that I still have to this day. I'm in my 30s and I was 18 when I had that internship. And literally, he just texted me 2 days ago, Waleed, and said, "Hey, call me. We need to talk. Let's catch up." So it started off initially on a professional level in radio. And it just kind of snowballed after that.
What inspired you to continue pursuing this path in the entertainment field?
Um, you know, I believe that everyone's born with a certain gift and a talent. And oftentimes we think that it should look one way. Um, but life's a journey. And on that journey, you'll find different things. And I always say I picture it like being in a forest, and you'll find different flowers that are beautiful to you. So you may pick this one up because this is the type of flower that's on the journey for where you are now. And as you progress, you'll start seeing different flowers that look beautiful to you. And you pick them up along the way and you put them in your pocket and you carry them with you. So, to answer your question, what inspired me is the journey, um, evolving as a Black woman, evolving as an entrepreneur, and just having that resilience to know that nothing worth having is easy. And just having the satisfaction of completion. Once you've had the taste of completing something, it's addictive. So I would definitely say that that's one of the key things that has inspired me to continue to pursue on my journey.
Hmm. Were there any doubts in your career? Were there any moments of like doubt you wanted to change, or was the and also was there a moment where you were like, but this is what I want to do?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have you have this idea, especially as a young person or coming out of college, you have your whole life planned out on exactly how it's going to go. And the truth is, sometimes it didn't happen that way. You run into bumps along that road. You have roadblocks. Life happens and family happens, and um, so, there's definitely oppositions that has happened that has discouraged me at times. Oftentimes, when you're a creator and a creative person, your family, if that's not their background, they don't really understand your passion for why you do what you do. You understand?
Oh,
They get
definitely.
what you're trying to do, but they don't really understand the why and the self fulfillment and the peace that you get from following um, your purpose. So sometimes family can be a bit discouraging when they don't get the why. They're only looking for the finished product of the what, and if that what doesn't happen in a time span that they feel that it should have happened, you know they will revert back to, well, just go ahead and use your degree or go finish your degree or just go do something else. And I know that it comes from a place of genuine love and support. But for a creator, um, it can be discouraging. So I just want to encourage you guys that to keep your goals realistic, but always keep a support group that can encourage you, that can hold you accountable, and that can push you. Because sometimes even family can feel like they're holding you by the ankles, but they're doing it with good intentions and hope um, that they're motivating you to just be able to be self sufficient, to take care of yourself. So sometimes family can be a bit discouraging.
That is true. That can be that's very true.
Yeah,
So I that you touched on the experience that I have had.
please share.
Yeah, well, I'm creative, and my family they don't get why I'm like interested in what I'm interested in. So I can totally understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard to when people understand the why, it's hard to give up on their what, you know. And sometimes it's hard for us to articulate and express our um, why we're wanting to do what we're wanting to do. So just be encouraged and just know that once you get there, it'll all click and make sense. Because as you know, as a creator, our brains work a little bit different than everybody else's. So um, just be encouraged, Danny.
Good. So how has your time in the music industry prepared you for serial entrepreneurship?
Oh God. And that's still a process in itself. Because the music industry is so um it's unpromising. And it's you have to stay on your toes because it's always evolving, even if it's evolving in a circle. But it may take a long time for it to circle back around to something else. Um, so just that hard industry will teach you how to develop thick skin. Definitely, it will teach you rejection. It will teach you how to deal with disappointment. It will teach you how to deal with betrayal, which happens. So um, the music industry definitely will thicken your skin. And it's not an industry that's built for the faint of heart at all.
Mm, it's too true. So, outside of all of that, looking a little bit inward for our last question, what is an accomplishment that you are the most proud of?
In life overall or professionally?
Professionally, you can start with professionally, then you can talk about life with all. The floor is open.
Um, One of my greatest accomplishments professionally um, would be um, it's actually a character trait that was developed. Um, my greatest accomplishment isn't being in the rooms with some of the greats. My greatest accomplishments isn't having the opportunity to travel and go on tour to be assistant tour management. Um, I would say my greatest accomplishment professionally was staying true to who I am at my core, because that's something that can be easily lost. Um, so looking back over the journey and some people that are doing very well for themselves right now, um, you can see a change in people. And so something that sounds simple to people that are may not understand, but having um, a sense of who you are, um, keeping your soul intact and your sanity intact, mentally, spiritually, that's the greatest accomplishment for me. Maintaining that peace.
Okay, so, with that, thank you. This has been a wonderful, spiritual, great interview. You have given us some gems,
Thank
some
you.
knowledge,
I'm
some
enjoying myself.
information. We really appreciate having you. My name is Danny again. This has been Latia Ashley, and this is Communicators on Communication. And with that, we'll see you in the next interview. All right.
Thank you. God bless.